Hi, this is Kristen here. Welcome to another process video, and today I'm working on a layout for Color Rush Studio. I am a guest designer for the month of September, and I've been having so much fun with these kits. I think I'll probably end up with maybe 7 or 8 layouts by the time the month's over with. So I just brainstormed a ton of ideas, and I just got a lot of inspiration out of them. So the kit came with a couple of these rainbow papers, and so I'm just going to fussy cut those out. And then I pick out this black and white paper that came in the kit as well. I had edge distressed the rainbow pieces off screen. And then I'm just going to go ahead and adhere them down. Now, I did kind of move everything down a little bit, maybe space them a little bit closer together than what was on the original papers, but I kind of liked them in the corners. And so I just decided I'm going to keep them in the corners, and I'm just adhering it down with my ATG gun. I'm going to cut away here so that you don't have to watch all that. So I've gotten it all adhered down, and then I'm just going to go and trim off the excess pieces here. So now I've gotten all the excess cut off, and I'm going to start working on the photographs. So it's just a couple of photographs of my daughter hanging out at home. And I wasn't sure how I wanted the arrangement of the photographs. I thought maybe one in each corner, and then I decided I kind of liked them centered up on the page, kind of between the two rainbows. And the star had, I had cut that from star paper that came in the kit. So you got 2 sheets of star paper. And at this point I was kind of going into my pattern paper to kind of like make my own embellishments, because I used quite a bit of the colored embellishments. Some of the colored embellishments that I had left over just didn't really kind of fit with the theme of the layout. And so that's just kind of like a little trick for if there's, you're kind of going through your embellishments and don't have pieces that you feel can really, fit kind of your theme of your layout. You could always make your own from the other pattern paper. So I had fussy cut out a smiley face from some of the pattern paper you can kind of see on the right. I'm pulling in washi tape, frazzle, different papers from the like little, leftover scraps to try to see what I exactly want to do with the photographs. If I wanted to back them, have some of those pieces up, have, something tucked behind the photographs. So at this point, I was just kind of playing around, because once I got the rainbows on, I was kind of like, okay, now I don't know exactly what I want to do. So I end up pulling in some black cardstock and decide I like how that looks. So I'm just going to back them with the photographs with some black cardstock that I had in my stash. And I usually will always, like if I'm thinking about mounting, I will always put whatever paper I'm thinking about backing it on and holding it up to my pattern paper to see, A, if it goes well with the color of the pattern paper, or B, if it even makes a difference with the, with the pictures appearing to like kind of pop off the page. So if I didn't feel like this black was really working, I probably would have just mounted them without any kind of, border. I don't feel like you always have to mount your photographs, and I feel like there's sometimes where it doesn't really call for it. So I usually will totally skip that step if I feel like it's not adding much to the photographs, but I really felt like it helped to really draw them off the page and out of the background. So anyways, I do have quite a bit of ephemera left. It's mostly like black and white. So I definitely want to work on a layout where I'm, working on the more bright and bold pattern paper, which up until this point I have been, which is probably why I'm using up all my my colorful ephemera. So I've got to do a layout where I actually use more of the black and white elements. So I think I'm getting some ideas for that. I find that I struggle a little bit more with that. So anyways, I end up pulling in some of the frazzle and deciding to make the pictures kind of look like they're tags. The purple frazzle, I did cut a little bit of it off to make it a little bit skinnier, and then kind of use my nails to kind of distress the edge again. And then I pull in some of these acrylic butterflies that came in the acrylic set. That pink star was fussy cut from that same star paper as the orange one. And you'll see, as soon as I get this kind of set up, I end up getting her pictures adhered down, and then I just completely go away from this design. I don't know, something about it just wasn't sitting right with me. I just felt like I was forcing it a little bit too much, and so you'll see I kind of change things up here. So I decided to staple in the Frazzle, and then I also do use some Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to make sure that the pieces stay down. So and I had to kind of peel it up so that I could get my stapler in there, because that was like a last minute decision. I had decided, oh, I kind of want to staple these, and I had already adhered the photographs down. So I will use my spatula from my Cricut machine oftentimes to break the adhesive up with my photographs, so then that way if there's something I want to change around, usually that it does pretty well with not tearing the paper doing it that way. And so here's where I'm just like, I'm just not happy with this. Like it was like, it just felt forced to me. I don't know. It just didn't feel like it was, the ephemera just around it just didn't look natural. Like it didn't, I felt like it took away from the photographs a little bit, kind of drew your eye away from them, from the photographs. And so, but I felt like there wasn't any way that I could lay the ephemera out to where it drew more attention to the pictures. And so, I mean, I like the look of it, okay, but it just wasn't, I just kept looking at it. I'm like, I'm just not happy with this. Like, so you'll see me kind of play around with this a little bit, and then I'm just like, I'm just not happy with how it's looking. So you can see I'm like really like kind of, do I want to start gluing it down, or am I just not happy with it? So I go into my photo play paper. So this came in the bold and the add-on kit, so the bold kit, and it was a couple pieces of photo play paper and then a full sheet of cardstock stickers. And I held it up initially, and I actually kind of like the butterflies there. I might go back and actually add them back in. I don't think I have them on there, but I do kind of like them on the rainbow. So anyways, I wasn't sure if the photo play colors with the cardstock stickers would work with the rainbows. And so I held it up, and I'm like, you know what? I feel like it actually would work pretty well with them. And so I'm going through the cardstock stickers, and then what you see me doing here, why it's kind of paused, is I am going and taking that tool up in the top left. It's kind of like a de-sticky tool. It's like, basically smells like baby powder in it, and I'm just de-sticking the back of the cardstock stickers, just in that way I can kind of mess around with them a little bit, move them around, and they don't end up accidentally sticking down to the paper or the layout. And I'm really liking how this is looking. Like, I feel like that's looking a little bit less forced, a little bit more natural. I feel like it's calling, more attention to the photographs themselves rather than taking away from them. And so I kind of like the direction that it's taking at this point. And then the cardstock sticker set had this Feel the Vibes, and I thought that would be a perfect title, because really we weren't, it wasn't like a special photograph. We were just kind of hanging out on the back deck, and she was, in a good mood and happy. And so I took a couple pictures of her and just thought they were cute. So there were quite a few like little flowers on the cardstock set, so sticker set. So I ended up pulling in quite a bit of those and getting them de-stuck, and that way I can kind of get this laid out. And this might be why I didn't add the butterflies, because I kind of started moving the title into that rainbow, and so it might have just not felt right to add them at this point. So And that tool is, I think, from EK Success. It works okay. I got it off of Amazon. It kind of the end gets clogged up, and I find like with the bristles of it, a lot of time the bristles actually is what gets stuck on the paper. So I always have to make sure I don't have like bristles, like bristles sticking out from the background. But it used to be that I would take the stickers and adhere them to cardstock and then cut around them. So it does actually save quite a bit of time. It's just like the end keeps getting clogged up, and I'm not exactly sure how to fix that. So. And so I'm just still playing around trying to figure out what stickers I want to add on. Just making sure there's not anything else in the sticker sheet that I like. And there were like a lot of little leaves and things too in the sticker set. So I do pull, and you'll see, I think I cut away here in a moment because this, can get kind of boring watching this part. So, but I kind of wanted to show the tool that I was using, kind of my process there. So I do pull in quite a few leaves to kind of go around each of the little flower pieces. And really kind of what I've got left on this cardstock sheet, a lot of it's like little sayings and things. So I really want to try to, because I've used quite a bit of it. I kind of want to try to get it used up. I'm not lucky enough yet to really totally kill a kit. So I love watching when people do that and how happy it makes them. And I wish I was one of those people that did that. But so I'm really trying hard this month to try to use up all my pieces as much as I can. And so I went ahead and got everything adhered down off screen. And you can see this just looks like a more natural. I feel like it flows better. And the ephemera or the cardstock stickers definitely worked really well with this, with the coloring and the pictures. And so here are a few close-up shots. I will include the information down below. So if you want to pick up one of the kits, you can. And I thank you for coming by to watch another process video.